Howdy fellas, these are my first thoughts on the Joker movie by Todd Phillips, the 2019 hit movie. If you haven't seen my Backrooms and Obsession first thoughts videos, they are out on the channel. I will link them underneath if I remember. This is spoiler free. The full review, which will come out soon after this, will not be. Before we get into this, I have to say, the Joker movie, again, follows the trend I seem to be starting, where I have already seen the movie, I think 3 times, and then I did my full kind of analysis. This is one of my favourite movies of all time, personally. It's, I think, like 8th on my personal ranking list movie thingy. I really, really like it. I am one of the people who thinks Folie à Deux was awful, absolutely horrendous, terrible follow-on from the original. Didn't even need to exist in the first place, but like, if you're gonna do a sequel, could have done it better than that. But I shall not deep dive too far, because, as I said, spoiler-free and full review coming out soon anyway. The movie follows Arthur Fleck, the poorly treated man that he is. He works as a clown, and eventually claims the Joker. A lot of the movie is good at making you sympathize for him, which feels strange given it's, you know, the Joker, the infamous killer, the whatever else. But for a lot of the movie, he is just a man being treated poorly for things he can't control. He basically just spends the movie trying to be recognized for the things that he does. He tries to be normal, he tries to be kind, and is consistently beaten down for it, basically just because he's slightly different. And you can tell from the trailer, I'm only explaining things that are obvious from the trailer. He's eventually recognized, but for things he does as the Joker, rather than as himself. So he leans into the Joker. He fully embraces the Joker-ness. And it is very cool. It's a good spin. He's not just a kind of criminal mastermind type thing. It's a normal man evolving into this persona where he solves things his own way and does all the Jokery stuff. And Joaquin Phoenix is incredible in the movie. He won an Oscar for a reason. He is absolutely unbelievable. His laugh is very, very disturbing. He plays the part so unbelievably well. I don't think anyone else could have done this Joker better than him. This little bit, I want to talk about some reviews that I saw, which to me, after sitting for like 4 hours hyper-analyzing this movie, made no sense to me whatsoever. And these are like official critics' reviews, right? So skip to the time on screen if you don't want very minor spoilers, because I'm going to explain why the reviews make no sense by using plot points, so just be aware of that. You all gone? You gone? It's fine, they're gone. So, the 2 reviews that I want to bring up just very quickly, I'll probably dive into these again in the full review, but the 2 quotes that I want to bring up. One I saw says, "What the film wants to say about mental illness or class divisions in society is not as interesting as what it accidentally says about whiteness." Now, there's a lot of very similar reviews to that, talking about the whiteness and how it's white rage and all this type of stuff. That makes absolutely no sense. If you pay any attention to the movie or just open your eyes at all, there is zero emphasis or focus on the fact that Joker is white. Literally nothing. He's treated very, very poorly because he doesn't understand the way other people act. He doesn't act the same way as everyone else. He finds things funny that no one else does. He doesn't find things funny that they do. He has a condition that means he laughs without meaning to, that does not reflect his mood, and he's consistently beaten down for it. So, because he is deranged, he eventually, as the Joker, when he begins to fully embrace the Joker, takes things into his own hands and basically just starts attacking people back, defending himself, shooting people, whatever. He starts off defending himself, then pushes up into kind of prematurely defending, and by that I mean just outright attacking people. Obviously not the right thing to do, but it's got nothing to do with whiteness or white rage. That irritated me, because I love this movie, and I'm sure there are problems with it somewhere, but that's not one of them. It just blatantly isn't. And the second thing I wanted to talk about, the second review, was someone referred to the Joker as, and I quote, "the stereotypical white mass murderer." Now, there is literally nothing stereotypical about the Joker. Firstly, especially this version. I mean, he is literally nothing like any specific group of people at all, so I don't see what can be stereotypical. But if we zoom in a bit further, we'll see the mention that he's white again. There was no issue with that. There was no focus on that. There was no anything about his whiteness during the movie. There is no drive about the whiteness. It's just completely irrelevant. He is not even close to a stereotypical white person either. As far as I'm aware, having a condition that makes you laugh constantly, really unrealistically, being mentally deranged and going out killing people is not a stereotype of being white. Now, I may have missed that page, but it's nothing I've seen. He's also not a stereotypical mass murderer. He kills a couple of people in the film, yes. Mass murderer, bit of a stretch. stereotypical mass murderer, I just don't see it. It's obviously people see movies different ways. People understand things in their own personal way. But the stereotypical white mass murderer and what the film wants to say is not as interesting as what it accidentally says about whiteness are just such pointless reviews. And yes, there is much more to each of these reviews. It's not just that. But I just wanted to bring those quotes up because I may be on the unpopular side of this argument. I have no idea. I've not looked into it at all. I just think critics focusing on the whiteness of the character a lot more than the actual movie does is a bit of a problem. It's an old movie. People probably don't care. I say old, 7 years? But people won't care by now. It's an unnecessary focus. Anyway, now that's out of the way. I absolutely adore this movie. It's slightly political. It's slightly personal. It's emotional. It's gruesome. It messes with your emotions in terms of how you feel about the main character. You like him, you dislike him. It changes throughout the film. You see a completely different side of the Joker. Obviously, this is not similar to, say, Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson or Mark Hamill. It's not the Clown Prince of Crime, really, which a lot of people disliked at the time. I very much like it. I would personally rate the Joker generally as probably my favourite character in fiction, and I find this one to be different enough, but similar enough, that it stands very well on its own as a different version of the same character. It's similar enough to call him the Joker, but it's different enough to deserve its own movie. I think the sequel was completely a money grab, to be honest, which isn't really a secret as far as I'm aware. I don't think I'm ever going to review it because I absolutely hate it. It's a betrayal to this movie, if I'm being completely honest. But if you have not seen The Joker, or Joker, somehow, please, please, please find a way to watch it. It's an incredible film. Great actor, great story, great interpretation, all around a good experience. Like I said at the start, if you haven't seen my Obsession and Backrooms First Thoughts, go watch them. I'll put them as a card, I'll link them if I remember. Follow my Letterboxd to see the reviews of the films as I watch them in order. Check out the Patreon eventually. I've got to be honest, it's not worth it right now. There's not a lot on there that isn't on YouTube. It will have extended versions of the full reviews with fuller music sections and all that type of stuff. But for now, go watch a film.